Good morning, profitable traders. Welcome to today's market color session, being the 5th of February 2025. So good to have everyone around. And for everyone who has been consistently showing up since the invention of the market color sessions, this is me taking out time to say thank you very much for showing up every day. Special thank you to Mr. Olufukeji, who keeps showing up every day. Right. So thank you all for joining today. I'd like to crave our indulgence. Kindly share the link to this market color sessions, everyone on your various social media platforms. So this can get to as many people as possible, and they can be partakers of our day-to-day market color sessions. And I really hope that this has been helpful to everyone in your trading journey, right? Showing up every day from Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. for the London session and 2 p.m. for the New York session. I hope this is really improving your trading and it is making you a better trader. So I am saying this in a bit to wait for us to kindly share the link, as I have given us 30 seconds to do that. So while you're still in the process, I'd like to know how your trading week has been going so far, right? Today is literally the midweek. I'd like to get your feedback as to how your trading week has been going. You can type in the chat box and let me know how your trading week has been. Have you been profitable? Have you been dealing and milking? Have you been dealing with and milking the market? Or has the market been dealing with you? All right, so while you're still typing in the chat box, we will just head straight to the charts for today's analysis. All right, for the XY on the monthly time frame. Right, for the XY on the monthly time frame, have so many lines here. We can see that price is still doing its thing and there hasn't been any major break of structure on the monthly time frame. So I am still going to be maintaining my bullish bias on the monthly time frame. And of course, this month started out with a bearish candle on the monthly time frame. Down to the weekly time frame, right? So there's something pretty interesting that I've been looking at for a while now, right? There's the box pattern right here, shoulder, sweep, break. So we saw price returning within this zone and subsequently tapping into this other block at 110.528. Price tapped into this level and we're seeing some reaction of it. And down to the daily time frame, as seen right here, down to the daily time frame as seen right here. Fibing my swing because this is actually a bullish swing from point A to point B. But I also saw something really interesting. I want to see price retracing into this level, 61.8% fib level. So I don't know if I can actually say this is some box pattern, shoulder sweep, break, return into the shoulder at 109.556. But also take note that this might just be a retracement for price to retrace fully into 61.8% fib level and go bullish, right? So for me to really change my bias from being bullish to being bearish on the daily time frame rather, is when I see a break of a low at 105.606. And of course, take note of this very box pattern that we're seeing right here. on the weekly time frame, the shoulder sweep break, and return into this very zone, and the subsequent tap, rather, I beg your pardon, subsequent tap into this very other block on the weekly time frame. But for the daily time frame, as I'm seeing this very bullish swing from point A to point B and fibbing it, I will just regard this as some retracement into 61.8% fib level before I see more push to the upside, right? And of course, also take note of, if you're willing to, catch this, there's actually a box pattern right here, shoulder sweep break, returning to this very zone, and we're seeing some push. This sell is just a short-term sell for price to fully trade into 61.8% fib level on daily time frame. And down to the 4-hour time frame, down to the 4-hour time frame. So if I still want to catch this sell to fully trade into the 61.8% fib level on daily time frame, and please take note that I want to see price selling off into 107.250 on the daily time frame. I want to see price trade into this level, and so I'll be looking out for opportunities to actually sell all the way into the daily level. Again, I want to see price trading into 107.278 on the daily time frame. So for the 4-hour time frame, I'd like to see price retracing into this very level. I'd like to see price retracing into this level for me to continue catching the short-term sell on DXY. So I want to see price retracing into 108.270 on the 4-hour time frame before riding my sell all the way into the 61.8% fib level on the daily time frame. And on the 1-hour time frame too, pretty much the same thing. I want to see price retracing into this level. Right, we can see there are gaps here that needs to be filled. And of course, I'd like to see price retracing into 108.270 on the 1-hour time frame. And subsequently, right, we may see further push to 108.402 because there's also a fair value gap residing at this very level. Down to GBP USD. GBP USD, monthly time frame maximum right here, still bearish, nothing has changed yet. And on the weekly time frame too, there's actually the classic box pattern shoulder sweep break. We want to see price returning into the shoulder at 1.32279, right? Same thing for the daily time frame. We've been looking at this for a long time. Shoulder sweep break. We want to see price returning into the shoulder at 1.32279. And of course, we won't wait for price to get there before looking out for opportunities in the market. So I'll be interested in, selling all the way when I see GU break the high at 1.25639. Once I see price taking out this high on the daily time frame, then I will be taking the the buys, like riding the buy all the way to 1.32279, right? So, but fibbing this, the most recent swing from point A to point B, right? We are seeing that price is approaching 61.8% fib level and may hold. If it doesn't hold and instead breaks above this very level that I have marked out on my chart, that's 1.25678, then I know that all I'll be looking out for is a retracement, and I will be riding the buy all the way into 1.32279 on the daily time frame. And down to the 4-hour time frame right here, on the 4-hour time frame too, right? Fibbing this entire swing from point A to point B, right? As seen right here, price is actually approaching 61.8% fib level, or we may see price trading all the way into this other block right here. There's another block right here. We may see price trading and buying all the way into this level, right? we may see price retracing all the way into one spot 27034 on the 4-hour time frame. And I saw something pretty much interesting. If I was willing to take this buy, if I was on my chart earlier on, I would have, taken the opportunity. There's shoulder here, sweep, break, candle. There's a break, and then price actually returned into this very shoulder at 1.22527. And where I see price going to is this very other block on 4-hour time frame. Price should tap into this level and react off it to the downside. So I'm willing to look out for some retracement and then ride the buy all the way into this very other block. Please take note that the sell on the XY is short term and the buy on GBP USD is also short term. I just want to catch this buy into this very other block residing at 1.26912. So once I spot my retracement and narrow down to my 1-hour time frame for the base support formation after the retracement, I will be riding the buy and taking profit when I will take profit rather when I see price at 1.26993 on the 4-hour time frame. The last on my list being Euro USD. Monthly time frame, as seen right here, price is still very bearish. And on the weekly time frame too, pretty much the same thing. I can see more push to the downside. Something to take note of on daily time frame is the box pattern for a sell shoulder sweep break. We want to see price returning into the shoulder at 1.11556, right? And of course, we won't wait for price to get there. We want to catch the buys this level. And where I'm interested in catching the buys when I see price clearing out the high at 1.05318. Once I see price taking out this very high and I see some retracement on the daily time frame, I will be taking the buys on Euro USD. What am I looking at today? Right, so of course, there's fibbing this swing from point A to point B, right? Price held at 78.6% fib level, and we saw some push to the downside. But take note that price failed to take out this very low at 1.01796. Price failed to take out this low right here, and all we're seeing is something like more like a box pattern, right? There's a shoulder sweep break, right? Then price returned into the shoulder. That's why we saw that price failed out to take out this very low here. Price just, retraced back into this very left shoulder on 4-hour time frame, and we're seeing some push to the upside rather. We're seeing more push to the upside, and it feels like price still wants to, retrace into 61.8% fib level. We may see price retracing all the way into 61.8% fib level, and we may see price holding off that point. But regardless, if that doesn't happen and price doesn't hold when price gets to 61.8% fib level, then to take note that price wants to come all the way to 78.6% fib level. And know that this level will not hold when we see price taking out this high residing right here at 1.05309. So I am quite bullish this morning on Euro USD, and all I am looking out for is some retracement. There's a fair value gap here that I am convinced that price might tap into before continuing its buy all the way into 61.8% fib level. Because I am bullish because I have seen that the box pattern strategy has, formed the left shoulder and price has tapped into it, and I'm seeing more push to the upside. So not being in this trade, all I will wait for is some retracement into this very fair value gap here again at 1.3560 short-term buy, just to buy into 1 spot 04616. This will be my first TP once I see price retracing. This will be my first TP, and this will be my second TP, 1 spot 05324. And I guess that you all know how I trade. Once I see retracement into this very level right here again at 1 spot 03560, and I narrow down to my 1 hour time frame, I will be looking for the base strategy, the base support formation and continuation with my 5 minute bullish variation, and I will be taking the short term buy on Euro USD. So for this morning, I'm bearish on the XY, bullish on both GBP USD short term buys. Of course, again, I'm still stressing this. I'm bullish on both GBP USD and Euro USD. So this is my outlook for the day. If you have questions or a different bias from what has been analyzed, kindly type in chat box and we will be looking at it together, right? So registration for the FX Bootcamp training and ATM cash flow training is currently ongoing. If you want to know how we trade synthetics and currency, you can chat us up on 081 6099 5030, and we will be holding you by the hand and training you on how everybody trades on the floor. Please, if you have questions, kindly type in the chat box and we will be looking at it together. If you have a different bias, please do well to type in the chat box and we will be looking at what you are seeing together. Right, and of course, Mr. Ejimi Olufukeji will be in Sierra Leone with Deriv, right? We will be sending the link on how to register for the event. Do well to be partakers of the event and you're going to have a swell time. You know that every minute spent with Mr. Ejimi is worthwhile and valuable. All right, so I'm not really seeing questions in the chat box. I take it that the analysis was clear and we don't have a contrary bias. We will be going on a very brief break, and right after that, we'll be having my colleague coming up to analyze gold and yen baskets. I wish you a very profitable trading day. See you all by 2 p.m. Cheers and God bless.
Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome once again to the market color for today, the 5th of February, 2024. We're excited to have you all here. My name is CJ and I'm going to be taking you through gold against the dollar starting off first. Wonderful analysis by Cynthia, and that gave us insight on what we're expecting on the dollar, on GBP USD and on Euro USD. Now let's take a quick look at what's going on gold, and then we'll look at other yen-related currencies, okay? So starting off with gold. Now, I think we mentioned that on Monday, how that whenever there is uncertainty in the global market or uncertainty in the global economy, gold usually starts to experience this push to the upside, or we say gold starts to rally. Okay, so anytime we experience that, we'll start seeing the rally on gold. And that is what we are seeing currently. Remember last week, not last week, on Monday, we gave you a breakdown on some of the events that were unfolding, especially the ones coming out from the USA, and we explained how that is affecting global market and sentiment on the dollar. Okay, there's been a lot of sentiment around the dollar, whether the dollar is a favorable currency to trade at this time or not. Okay, seeing that the new government came in a couple of weeks ago, and then they started making big changes. Now, some of the changes that they're making is showing signs that there is going to be attraction to the dollar. However, one of the fears that is going on currently is that all these big changes are going to have a repercussion, or they're going to have effects, because these are cause and effects, and this is part of the things that drive the global market. Now, seeing that there is cause and effect, some of the changes that the new president of the US is bringing in, as is increasing the confidence in people who trade with the dollar or who use dollar as a means of exchange, it's also bringing fears from foreign investors to the US, because that uncertainty is creating some volatility in the dollar. And of course, everyone will want to make good money at good times, but then everyone would want to also protect their capital, because remember, at the big stage, the goal is usually capital preservation and then capital increase, rather than just capital increase before preservation. So at this point, this is one of the things that I believe is a driving force for the dollar currently, and that is why we're seeing the dollar going short. Now, if you take a brief look at the US dollar before we go back to the analysis on gold, because all these things are building blocks to help us gain clarity on our analysis for the market color. So if you look at what is going on the dollar, you can see that it's been selling since the beginning of the week because of these uncertainties, because of these fears, and these things are causing people to avoid the dollar at the moment, because usually if you see countries like Japan, where they heavily invest and save their money in the dollar and dollar related investment opportunities like the dollar bonds and the likes of its shares in the US and all that. At this point, this is where they are supposed to start bringing in new money. We're supposed to start seeing new money coming into the country. But from what all the indications that the country is giving, the new government is giving, is that they want to save up money to boost the economy. But by doing so, they know that it's not going to happen without a fight. And it's all these fights, all these allegations, all these sanctions, increase in tariff and all that, all these things are going to help them achieve their goal. But before that happens, we're going to see retaliations from some of these countries. We're hearing that they could be sanctioned on China, they could be sanctioned on Russia. Already we're seeing that there is increase in tariff for Canada, and then other South American countries are also getting their own fair share, where we're seeing high volumes of deportation. All these things will affect the dollar in the long run. So at this point, when we're seeing uncertainty in the market, usually we will start to see a gold rally. Okay. Now, anytime there is an uncertainty, definitely most times, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, you're going to see gold creating a new all-time high and trading into a period of price discovery. If you remember, sometime in October last year, gold traded to that level. Same thing that happened in September last year. Same thing happened around May. Okay, all these things are follow-ups on different events where everybody has their own synopsis of what is happening. We're seeing as a result of the Russian invasion. We're seeing all this as a result of the Israel-Hamas war. We're seeing all this as a result of trade conflicts. So many other things have been happening around the globe. And whenever those things are happening, if you remember the Russian-Ukraine war a couple of years ago, the attack on Israel-Hamas, all these things are looking like there could be a start of a global war or a war between two countries. And whenever all these things are happening, we expect to see gold rallying. And what is the underlying factor behind gold rallying? Most people, when they see that countries are not stable, whether it's a result of trade wars, change in regime, change in government, attacks, and all that, whenever they notice that the countries are not stable, definitely the economies of those countries are not going to be stable. And when the economies of those countries are not stable, their currency is going to get weak. So instead of leaving their money in paper or in those countries' currencies, they would move the money to gold, because gold is not tied to any country particularly. Okay, so for gold, when you leave your money in gold, the most it's going to do is going to increase in value. So there's more demand for gold during periods of chaos, and that is what we're experiencing. Okay, I'm just breaking all this down so that anytime you see things like this, you can already project what is going to happen on gold. So for gold today, we're seeing gold at a new all-time high of 2,860.74, and we're expecting that to continue until there's settle or there's clarity in the market. Okay, so we'll keep seeing gold trading higher and higher until there's clarity. So the only thing I urge you to do for gold in this period is that anytime you see a retracement, it's an opportunity to buy gold. As you can see, there was a retracement around here last week, Friday. It created an opportunity to buy gold. Another retracement came in, created an opportunity to buy gold. So I'm just looking out for retracements on gold, and then I'll be taking my buys on gold going forward. Okay. So currently with what price is doing, I'm looking to see if gold is going to return to this level. If it gives any return to this level, I'll be looking for a good buy from here. Okay. So my analysis for this morning on gold is very simple, as I've broken down the fundamentals that is motivating that analysis. So if I see gold sell to this place, of course, I'm not going to take the sell. Definitely, you've been following us and following our analysis in this kind of periods. We do not want to force the sell because it could continue buying for another 100 pips from where it is. Okay, so we'll just wait and see the sell play out. When the sell plays out, we'll take the buy. Until price starts breaking structure, you can now start marking your structural points where you want to see price break before you take your sell. But until that happens, we're going to keep taking our buys on going forward. Okay, so I hope this is very clear and very, very objective to you all. All right, so this is what we're looking out for on gold. Okay, so for the yen basket, now we're out of gold. We're already getting clarity on gold. Let's move to the yen pairs and the yen basket. Now, for the yen basket, during this period of uncertainty also in the US, it usually creates an opportunity for the yen to rally because the yen is another safe haven asset, just like gold and the dollar that people run to. So among safe haven assets, we have gold, we have the dollar, we have CHF, which is the Swiss franc, we have the JPY, which is the Japanese yen. So they call them safe haven currencies. And this is where people run to, or investors run to whenever there's an issue. Now that one of the safe haven currencies is affected, people will definitely run into the other. So that is why we're going to be experiencing some rally in the yen basket moving forward. Okay. So for the yen basket, I'm expecting further buys to continue on the yen basket. You know, I've been bullish on the yen basket since November last year, if you remember. So I'm expecting it to keep buying all the way to clear this high. Okay, clear this level and this level here. I'm expecting to see the yen basket clear these highs moving forward into the remaining part of this year. So while that is playing out, I'll be taking sales on GBP JPY and Euro JPY. Now let's look at Euro JPY. Now, if you see Euro JPY already gave us our retracement. Remember the last time we analyzed the yen together, we said we wanted to see Euro JPY retrace into a deep level all the way here. And you can see that that played out perfectly. And Euro JPY started selling. Currently, with where Euro JPY is, I expect more sales from where it currently is. That's taking out the high of last week, I think. Okay, not the high of last week, the high of Friday last week. So as I taking out that high, I expect more and more sales to the downside on Euro JPY. Of course, this pair is very active during the Asian session from around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. all the way to 5 a.m. So that is the Asian active session. So seeing that the pair is usually active around that period, we'll see more volatility there. So for Euro JPY today, I'm expecting to see if it's going to retrace deeply, then I would be expecting to see a sell-off from here. Okay, so if I see Euro JPY giving a deep retracement, I will be willing to sell off from here. My overall bias is a sell. So anyway, I see entry patterns from these levels, I'll be looking forward to a sell. This place also is a good place for a sell, where this orange line currently is. So if I see Euro JPY get here or here, then I'll be taking my sell from there all the way to the downside. Sorry, GBP JPY, I've been mentioning Euro JPY all this one. I mean GBP JPY. If I see it get to this level or this level, I'll be taking myself from there. Now I have very similar bias for Euro JPY, but in this case, I have just one point of interest that I expect price to get to, which is here. So if I see Euro JPY in this level, this is going to be a good place to buy, to sell it from, because we're looking to sell from this particular order block. Now, if you see this order block initiated this new sell move, after the order block initiated the sell move, it took out this liquidity level right here. Okay, seeing that liquidity has been grabbed, external liquidity has been grabbed, let's look to grab internal liquidity, which is somewhere around here. Okay, so for Euro JPY, I'm expecting a move like this all the way here, and then a sell-off to the downside. This is what I'm expecting on Euro JPY, and that sell-off, I expect it to grab all the liquidity residing here from this guy to this other guy here. So I'm expecting Euro JPY to grab this liquidity levels residing on these places I've mentioned. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. This is what I'm looking out for today. So I'm looking out for a sell on GBP JPY and on Euro JPY. All right. So if you have any question or comment, please leave it in the chat box so I can attend to it before we round off today's analysis and go and check out our trades and see how we're going to take advantage of that. Okay. So someone is asking, what about the box pattern at 12 p.m. on the 3rd for Euro JPY and GBP JPY? So let's look at what he's making reference to. Box pattern on the 3rd. So I suspect you're talking about this place here for Euro JPY. So this is very valid. It could be our exit point also if price should trade in our direction. So if that is what you're making mention to, thank you for bringing it to light. We could be looking at something like this. That's our target, okay, for price to trade into this level. Okay. Because this box pattern, of course, we expect that price is going to respect it or react to it. If price is not going to break out, at least react to it before going further down. So this could be my exit, so that I would watch and see what is going to happen. So when price gets into this place, I will reevaluate my positions again. Of course, if it happens before New York session, we'll check it. If not, we'll evaluate our positions maybe tomorrow or next, when price finally gets into this place, so that we can now see if this box pattern is going to start driving a new move to the upside. If not, price will just violate it and then start going down. Then we'll use that to form a box pattern failure for another entry. So I'm looking out for that on Euro JPY, and then on GBP JPY as well. If price trades to our point of interest, we could be looking out for that place as our exit point. So we can be targeting all the way here. Okay, so you can replicate these chart patterns on your charts, so that you can look out for it when it's finally happening. Thank you very much, Mr. Mangot, for pointing that out to me. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. Then something else that is very interesting that's happening this week that I wanted to bring to light is that tomorrow we're expecting the interest rate for GBP. And of course, we are suspecting that we might have a 25 basis points rate cut tomorrow. All right, we're suspecting a rate cut for GBP or from Bank of England tomorrow, and we're suspecting 25 basis point rate cut. You know, Europe released theirs yesterday, and we also saw a 25 basis points rate cut on the euro. We're expecting that also on GBP, because like I said on Monday, this season that we're in a season of rate cut. So many countries are going to be trying to cut their interest rates, okay, because that is going to help them to stabilize the economy. Last year and the year before was all about rate hike, where they were hiking interest rates from 2.5, they got all the way to 4.75. So we're expecting that this season they're going to be reducing interest rates, at least to use that as a way of inducing foreign investors into the economy and injecting cash into the economy to make the economy to look good, and of course that's going to be good for their currency. So that's what I'm expecting on GBP this week. That's my outlook on fundamentals for this week. Aside that, there's no other heavy fundamental that we are expecting for GBP, except for NFP, which will be coming out on Friday by 2:30 p.m. Okay, so for GBP, we're expecting rate cut. For the US, we're expecting NFP, and of course, we know how NFP usually goes. Whenever we are seeing the body language of the current government in terms of employment, we're going to factor that into the NFP. I don't want to go ahead of myself, because we're going to be analyzing that on Friday. So just stay tuned and make sure you attend the Friday market call, or also the market call for tomorrow, so that it will be giving you updates on the pairs that we're analyzing and all the fundamental analysis that we've given out. Okay, so just to summarize, I'm looking out for a buy on gold, I'm looking out for a sell on GBP JPY and on Euro JPY from these places that I've marked out. Now, in case you've forgotten these places when we end the session, or these trade markups that we've given, make sure you check it out on YouTube, because we're streaming live on YouTube. So go and check it out so that you can replicate these markups on your various chatting platforms. Okay, so thank you very much once again. Now, if you want to learn how to replicate this kind of analysis and also learn our entry and exit signatures that we use to take these trades, you can sign up for our forex trading course, which is the FX Bootcamp. It's a 5 days bootcamp course that spans over a period of 3 to 6 months. Okay, we're going to be having 5 days bootcamp for the next 3 months. From this month, February, we'll have another one in March, and then we'll have another one in April. So all these is put together to make sure you learn how to trade and you start practicing our trading signals and our trading signatures and our trading systems for yourself, and you can now do that and make good profit for yourself. So if you're interested in signing up for the FX Bootcamp course, please make sure you send us a DM today, and we're going to get you started. For the FX Bootcamp students who are live on this call, we're going to be having our class by our weekly follow-up class by 11 a.m. today. So make sure you are checking out the group so that when the link is dropped, you can sign up. So let's discuss the market and look out for possible signals that we can take advantage of today. All right. Until we meet again by 2 p.m. rather, for the New York market color. Wish you good luck and good trading. Cheers and God bless, guys.